everybody. I am here today to create my index card a day for day 50. Not many more to go, but I had a subscriber ask me, Kathy asked me to show how I make my little stitchy bits. So I'm going to demonstrate it with a variation. But I had this little packet of fabrics, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. And I had this decorative yarn thread, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that. But I put these two things together with a piece of canvas. Now, the canvas that I used was actually a dyed canvas that had I believe it was a tea-dyed canvas. So this is not dyed, but I'm going to show you what I would do. So I snip enough of that, and then I'm going to take this away from the camera because I can't rip it without having it close to my body. So I ripped a piece off, and when you rip it off, it frays, and it makes it really interesting. And this is where I got my threads that I've been talking about, that I've been collecting. It's from ripping the fabric. So I'm going to cut a piece of this, about 3 inches, I guess that's probably more than 3, but something like this that you can double over. And then I'm going to take this piece of fabric and I'm going to open it up and find the end here and rip a strip of this off also, about like that, little narrower than the canvas. So I've ripped a piece of that off. I'm going to set these aside now because I don't need them anymore. And then I will, I cut a piece that's about like that. Snip it, rip it. I'm going to put that aside. And I do the same thing with the canvas. It may be a little tougher to do from this narrow piece, but we'll see if I can actually rip it. It takes some muscle to do it, but I did get it ripped. And of course I've got lots of threads left over. I'm going to snip these off because I don't want at least part of them off. I don't want that all together. So I take these 3 pieces. I take the canvas and the yarn thread and the piece of fabric. Now I would take it to the sewing machine and sew it together. But in case you don't have a sewing machine, I've got a piece of thread, and I have a needle, and I've got a knot in the end. So I'm going to take it up through all 3, through the 2 pieces of fabric, and we'll get the yarn the next time, the next stitch. I'm actually going through all 3 of them here. And you can stitch it to, you can hand stitch it together if you don't have a sewing machine. I can't really demonstrate the sewing machine because it's in a different location and I don't have a camera set up to do that. So, but this works just as well. And we're going to actually cover most of, we don't have to, but we could cut, if you don't want these stitches to show, you could put your word over top of it, but we may, leave this as part of the decorative part of this little stitchy bit. I want to be sure and go through this yarn on this side. And I'll probably take one more stitch. And go back through and do my knot on the back. Okay, so there's my stitches. And I'm gonna just pick up a piece of the canvas and make a loop and then pull it tight. And so I have a knot there, and I'm gonna do it one more time to be sure that it's not gonna come apart, which is unlikely anyway, because we're gonna glue it down. Okay, so when I sew it on the machine, I leave a really long, I leave long threads, and that just kind of adds to the, so if you have a sewing machine, you can do that. You can sew it on the sewing machine. I just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth several times. Okay, so now I have a word that I selected. And it's hang on. And I'm going to get my Stabilo Marks All, Stabilo All, and I'm going to just go around this word. I'm doing it on top of my envelope, which, it'll just be something else if I get off of it. And then I'm going to take my water brush and I'm going to go around this word and highlight it a little bit using the black Stabilo. And then I'm going to take my glitter glue, which I've told you there's no glitter in it. I'm not really sure why they call it glitter glue, but they do. And I'm going to put a little of that on there. And I'm going to add it. And I'm going to put it underneath the stitches, so the stitches will just add a little something else to it. Okay, so that's how I do that. I hope that this helped you, Kathy. If not, just get back with me and I'll try again. Okay, so let me show you the difference. When I do it on the machine, I just sew back and forth, and I start on one end and I'll end on the other. So that's how that, I've got threads to hang down on both sides. Okay, then I take this little rusty pin, which I rusted using vinegar. I had them laid in a container, a flat container, and put vinegar on them. And they're not going to rust if you leave them in the vinegar. You have to take them out of the vinegar and let them, the contact with the air is what causes them to rust. The vinegar and the air that causes them to rust. So that's my little stitchy bit that says hang on, and we're hanging on today. Okay, so I'm going to get myself, I hope, in position here. So I've got several things I'm going to try to do. I think the first thing I want to do is to put some of this black tape down. This is not masking tape. It's a stronger tape, almost like duct tape. Anyway, I'm going to take some of this and put it down on the card. And if you notice, this card is from an envelope, the inside of the envelope. Okay, next I'm going to take, this is the paper part of the paper drywall tape, the paper version of it. So I'm going to take some matte medium. I'm going to get a brush, the same one that I've been using. I'm going to dip it in, and I want the orange side to be visible. So I'm going to just put some all over it. And I'm going to flip it over and put it down. And then I'm going to put a little bit of it, of the matte medium on top of it to make sure that it's glued down well. All right, next I'm going to take my tea bag and I'm going to put matte medium on the tea bag as well. If you notice, I have orange thread in the top stitch part of my machine. And in a minute I'll flip it over and we'll see what's on. I'm not sure even what's on the back of it, but we'll see what was in the bobbin. It was blue thread in the bobbin. So, well, I guess I could have told from that. Okay, so I've got this piece of collage paper that I want to add. It's got a little bit of orange in it, and I thought it would look good with this. Let's put it down right here. I have some Dina Wakley washi tape that's got black and orange in it. So I thought it would go well with this. It's also got a little bit of green, which is kind of there's an undertone of green in that as well. Let's put it down right here. And the matte medium will, help to hold it down, because washi tape's not always, it doesn't stay glued down well. I just put the top on this, but I'm going to use it, use it again. I've got this piece of, this is from a player piano roll, and I bought it. It was online, and the roll itself was broken, so he sent it. The man sent it to me to use in my collage. So it's interesting, and I don't know what music this would be, but I've got the box around here somewhere, but I don't know. Anyway, put my brush in water, put the top on this. I have the number 5. I put all my numbers in a bag and somehow I missed this one. So I'm gonna put it down on this card rather than putting it in the bag. Okay, so I'm gonna use some Fabri-Tac because it's a strong glue. I'm going to put the number down, well, not upside down, right here. And then the only thing I have left to do is to add my stitchy bit. Well, I shouldn't have put the top on that yet. So I'm going to pull these threads around and add some Fabri-Tac and put it right here. Hold it down so it has time to stick. Now I can put the top on this. And I have a China marker here. It's a Sharpie peel-off China marker. And I got it on Amazon, and it comes with 4 pencils. It's probably a lifetime supply for me, but anyway, so I'm going to make a few random marks. And sometimes it's nice to just use your non-dominant hand. You have way less control, less pressure, and you get some interesting marks. So this was with my dominant hand. This was with my non-dominant hand. So this is our card for today, day 50. And I want to encourage you to just hang on. I'm hanging on. After today, I just have 11 more cards to make. And then we'll be off to do something else. I'm not sure what, but at any rate, I want to thank you for being with me. And if you have questions or if you have comments, I would appreciate you leaving them. And also to like the video. I appreciate that. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow.